Welcome to Hollow Knight, a game developed by Team Cherry where you take the role of the Knight, not to be confused with the Hollow Knight. Return to the kingdom of your non-existent childhood and discover secrets of your birth, while also fulfilling your destiny of sucking your brother's essence and getting chained up in the process. Hi, I'm Lunar, and today I'm looking for a challenge. That's why I'm going to beat Hollow Knight, nail only. But first, let's go over the rules. Number 1, I can only use the nail to deal damage, meaning spells and charm damage are a no-go. Number 2, I can still use charms as long as they don't damage the enemies without me swinging my nail. Number 3, spells are completely banned, even if it's just to get to a new area. Number 4, this is going to be an any % run going for the basic ending of the game. If you want to watch me do true ending, then give this video to 50 likes. And lastly, subscribe. If you want to subscribe for me, how about this cute animal? That's enough for now. Let's get to the challenge. We begin this game on a cliff, as I look out over the land that I was made in, wondering where my family is. It's a pretty big drop though, so I do what any rational person would do. Jump off the cliff. Arriving in the town of Dirtmouth, I talk with the only remaining local resident and get some lore, where he tells me it's dangerous to go into the well. So I go into the well and begin my journey in the Forgotten Crossroads. I make my way through the path, taking out small enemies, buying a map from Queso, and opening a fast travel location, before making my way through this weird arena looking place to get access to... Oh, that's a big fish! Meet the False Knight, a maggot who took the armor of one of the great knights of Hollow Nests, and... I guess he became a warrior? This thing really just swings his mace around without rhyme nor reason. The main attack I have to look out for is a shockwave attack that I can easily jump over. There's also this temper tantrum that he does between phases where balls fall from the sky. But if I just stay in this corner of the room, the chances of me getting hit are slim to none. This fight is one of the easiest of the game. So using my nail, I just whack him down 1, 2, and 3 times before finishing the job and getting the city crest. How did you operate that armor? That armor's like 15 feet. You're 2. I grab his entire life savings as reward and unlock a shortcut, but I decide not to go for the spells since I want to be able to use it during the game. Instead, I make my way back to the right and take out the big guy for more money. I then hit down into another arena where I see a sleeping mother. This fight legit took me 13 seconds. I'm not even joking. Then I killed her children in cold blood. I promise I'm not a sociopath. But my next goal is to get up to the shop. So I die to set up a shade skip, but I kinda did it in the wrong spot, so I had to do it again. And I jump up to the shop. I buy 2 charms, specifically Long Nail and Steady Body. This is all to set up an attempt to get past the boulder guarding Green Path without spells, since normally you have to use Vengeful Spirit. But I remember seeing a glitch a while back that you could hit the boulder by using Long Nail and getting a frame perfect hit on the bug. I spent an hour trying to do this before realizing it's probably been patched. I'm not going to say for certain because I don't know, I could just be bad at timing, but there are a few times where I did hit it when it was open, but it didn't take damage. Oh, and the glitch was from 2019. You freaking idiot! It's 2026 at the time of this recording if you're curious. I also set up my shade to try and get a boost to hit the boulder, but that still didn't work. My only other option to get out Forgotten Crossroads is through Crystal Peaks. But for that, I need the Lumify Lantern, which costs 1800 Geo. These bugs drop 10. I am not going to sit here and kill 180 bugs. I mean, granted, you can also get in using Desolate Dive, but that's a spell. I mean, I even borrowed Simon's weird time machine thing to go back to an earlier version of the game and try out an old glitch that made you fly. It also required a shade skip, but I ended up messing it up and it was a one-time thing. Crap. So screw it. Since the game devs want us to use Vengeful Spirit to get out of here, I'll do it. Instead, we're going to do something that we've never actually done on this channel and do a minimal run.
You really forgot about that Hogwarts video,
How many spells do I need to use? Let's find out. I make my way into Greenpath, discovering this little bug who looks very familiar. So I follow her through the grass and realize that this is Hornet, my sister, and she decides to kill me. So we have a little sibling fight. This fight is a tad more difficult than the False Knight, mainly because due to being much smaller, Hornet bounces off the walls and dashes quickly. You have to be quick to dodge her when she dashes down at you, especially since you don't have dash yet. The easier attacks are when she dashes left or right, where I just jump over her, or when she throws her needle and I just poke on her head until she moves. There's also this attack where she wraps herself in silk for an AoE attack, but this one's easy to dodge. Just don't move. Now, she did manage to kill me on my first attempt, but then I locked in and took her down on attempt 2. She then emoted on me, then dipped, leaving me to take the Mothwing cloak and get jumped by these ghosts. I awake several hours later with a mild concussion and start to make my way out of Greenpath. I take a little path through Fall Canyon and arrive at Fungal Waste, which, if you couldn't tell, based on the name, is full of shrooms. Like Soink Scoob, I'm tripping balls. I head down into Mantis Village and pull some levers, opening the entire village and getting access to the Mantis Claw, which allows me to get into the City of Tears via parkour. Yeah, that's right. I didn't fight the Mantis Lords yet. Why not? Because I head through the city, opening multiple shortcuts, getting an upgrade to my nail, allowing me to do more damage, and meeting up with Hornet in the heart of the city, where she tells me about our brother Patrick, and how he's too busy at work to hang out with us. So it's up to me to get him some time off. Why is that my job? I also went up to the top of the city and got a simple key. So I went down into the sewers to fight Dun Defender and access the east side of the city. There's just one small, very small problem. You see, you kinda need Desolate Dive to get into that part of the sewers where Dun Defender is. And just see, I don't want to use spells if I don't need to. So I'm gonna have to find another way to get to that side of the city. And I think I have a plan. I took some time and collected a ton of Geo between saving grubs and selling the lem until I had at least 1800 Geo. And if you remember from earlier, you should know where I'm going with this. I returned to Sly and finally purchased the Lumify Lantern. Now able to get into Crystal Peak, I head all the way to the right and jump down into a hole, which led me into the resting grounds. I head over to a memorial for the Dreamers and get jumped by these ghosts again, and they then kill me. But I live. I awake several hours later in a small hut with this old moth and my pants around my ankles. Turns out, as I was technically dead for about 5 minutes, she gave me a nail I can use to access the Dreamers in the Mindscape. So what exactly was the plan I had when I came here without the Dream Nail? How was I gonna kill them in the Dreamscape? I didn't think this through. I backtracked to Crystal Peaks and hit through a bit deeper to get Crystal Heart, which gives me Big Dash. Using that and Mantis Claw, I managed to get to the Blue Lake, which is connected to the east side of the City of Tears, meaning I now have access to the entire city. I use my newfound access to enter the Ancient Basin and fight some Lesser Molochs to obtain Pale Ore, which I use to get another nail upgrade. I then return to the Ancient Basin, ready to fight my cousin, the Broken Fessel. Now this fight works a lot like Hornet. Only real thing he does different is bang his head to some heavy metal and spread dandruff everywhere. Oh, he also summons these little ghost dudes and try to fight me, but with 2 nail upgrades, they die in 1 hit. All this to say, I beat him easily on my first attempt. I then went to grab the Monarch Wings, which give me the ability to double jump. This does mean I have access to the first Dreamer though, Lurian the Stalker. All I gotta do is jump up here, then run past these corpses. Why do I hear boss music? Meet the Watcher Knight, aka Spinning Ball of Death. This thing pretty much just curls into a ball and rolls around the arena. It also has a jump roll, so I gotta watch out for that. Other than that, it swings its nail, so it's a pretty easy fight. Why did the music just get louder? Hello there. Now, normally you would have spells, and they can be damaged by spells. Even when rolling makes it a little bit easier. But, I can't do that because I like pain, apparently. There is a little cheat though, where if you climb up here and cut this rope, a chandelier drops, killing one of the knights. But I still died a few more times while fighting them, until I finally locked in and took all 5 down. Meaning I can meet up with Lurian the Stalker and convince him to sign off on Patrick's time off request with a bit of violence. Now to get to the next streamer, Monomon the Nerd. I had to go visit my father's corpse. There's just one problem. It's being guarded by my sister. Why did she decide to guard our father's corpse after telling me to look for it and to get our brother some time off work? I don't know. But now we have to fight. Her attacks are pretty much the same as her first fight. Only new attacks are that she throws her balls around the room and she has a parry. Really, the only change is that she hits more often and has more health, which, yeah, makes it a bit tougher. Calm down, don't worry. I'll do your game too. Eventually. Just like how you'll eventually find yourself subscribing to the channel. Once we hit 500, I will release a never-before-seen Spider-Man DLC challenge run video. Also, check out my Twitch and follow me there. Now, where was I? Oh, right. Beating up my sister. After that, I went to see our father's corpse and pay my respects by crawling into his corpse and getting branded. Kinky. With the King's brand, I head back into the ancient basin and unlock the basement where my father kept the failures, where I actually managed to get the shade cloak, an upgrade to my Mothwing cloak that gives me 1 dash every 1.5 seconds where I'm... This allows me to get past a barrier protecting Monomon's school and prepare to talk with her. I head down into the school and meet the boss of this area. Ooh woo! A giant jellyfish that literally only has 2 attacks. Electric balls around the map and electric balls chasing me. There's also acid on the floor which will damage me, so I just don't fall in it. It's not that hard. The only other thing is that I can't exactly hit the jellyfish, so I gotta wait for a friend to stab it, then beat it like a piñata until it explodes, allowing me to get over to Monomon the Nerd and convince her to also sign off on Patrick's time off request with a little bit of violence. 2 down, 1 to go. Hera the MILF. I head back to Mantis Village and go to enter Deep Nest, but the Mantis Lords lock the door for my safety, so I do what any rational person would do. Challenge. The fight starts off with one of the sisters. Her attacks are downward dash, side dash, and... Now, this fight was supposed to be done earlier, but since I waited, I have better skills, making the first sister easy. Then the other 2 come out to play, and they have the exact same attacks. So of course, I managed to take them both out as well. Near hitless, I might add. So they let me enter Deep Nest. I mean, how bad can it... Oh god. Oh no. What is that? I'm telling you, man. It was just full of spiders. I don't like spiders. I managed to find a room that seems a little sus, as these people tell me to take a seat. So I climb on their walls and break into their nest to meet with Hera the MILF, who I managed to convince to sign off on Patrick's time off request with a little bit of... So now all I gotta do is tell him the good news. Patrick! I got you some time off! You what? Why are you mad at me? Patrick isn't happy with me since I interfered with his work, and decides to fight me. He has a dash attack, a triple swing, and a parry. But that's just phase 1. In phase 2, he starts throwing up orange balls in my face, and has tentacles come out the ground right up my butt. He also gets a little faster, attacking slightly more often. Luckily, with my shade cloak, I can phase through most of his attacks. Then once I get into phase 3, he does the most metal thing ever, and stab himself in the chest. Just a flesh wound. And with this being the final boss, I did die a bit. Just a bit. But finally, I locked in and managed to remind my brother that family helps family. I then proceeded to suck him. And as we watch the final cutscenes where I am tied up in his place, Kinky, we answer that it takes 2 spells for me to beat Hollow Knight. If you want to support us and get some awesome perks, then make sure you check out my Ko-fi, link in the description below. And while you're down there, why not check out my other social links? Make sure you leave a like and let me know in the comments below what other games you'd like to see me do a challenge run on. This is Lunar Shadows, signing out. Man, this song is sick. Hold up, I gotta share this with Slimy. Yo, Slime. Ah!
The virus system is now a toy.
Where am I?
Hi there. Welcome to your new home.
Oh, what the fuck? Next time on Can I Beat?